coming out. Both of those.
Live from Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Well, welcome to Wake Up Cullman today. We're ready for you. I hope you're ready for us. We have a great show today. My name is Mick Bolam.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And I hope everyone's getting ready for Thanksgiving and getting all their trimmings. I'm going to go shopping. I got a vegetable plate over there at Publix being made up. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're not going to cook it? No?
I might just throw the whole tray in the stove. It's plastic, though. Maybe I should take it out of the plastic. I don't know if you cook vegetable trays. You might, babe. I don't know.
I don't either. Well, we found out something pretty awesome yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Rock the South finally has a date, and they've actually moved it up. It's going to be June 3rd and 4th.
Right.
It's usually a little bit later, so having bumped that up, I'm wondering how the sales will be and how many people will be coming out to enjoy that. So.
Yeah, it's been a giant success. They haven't announced any of the acts yet, so that'll probably be coming in the near future, and I'm sure seems like they're getting better ones all the time. I'm not sure.
Yes, I think that they tried to move it up a little bit because of DegaFest. Have you heard of that?
No.
DegaFest is a huge concert that they'll be putting on, and it's going to have probably maybe 4 times as many acts. So
wow.
That could be a potential competitor for them. So to bump it up is going to probably help them, I think.
And where's this event going to be held at?
DegaFest?
Yeah.
Talladega.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little slow. Now, you got to remember us people out in the county. Now, I can tell you about, who's got how many cows or, some of this inner city stuff I'm not too sharp on. But right now is the time we'd like to remind you to go to your Facebook page, find out the sponsor of the day, and that's our Facebook page, right?
Yes.
And find out the sponsor of the day, and we'll give you time to call in later and win some of them great prizes like Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue, free family pack, 1 pound of meat, 2 16-ounce sides, and a large 5-topping pizza for the Cullman Pizza Hut.
Sounds pretty good. Well, we have an awesome guest that
Yes,
we can't wait to bring on. Perhaps you've heard of the name Finis St. John. Well, we actually get to interview him today. We're pretty excited. He comes from a very prominent family of attorneys in the area. So if y'all will stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat. With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
All right, everybody, and welcome back. And we have Finis St. John with us here today. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. I know it's kind of early. We were just talking about that.
Glad to be here. A little chilly this morning.
It is a little chilly. I actually had to crank my car and let it defrost.
Did you drive in from Cullman? Did you stay with family here?
I live here.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if you were.
Lived here all my life.
Oh, great, great.
How do you like Cullman?
I love Cullman. Cullman has made great strides in the last few years. It almost feels like a different place.
It really does. We've had so much growth. So.
It's been great to see. I think we ought to be grateful to our leadership in the city and the county for the things that have happened and how well Cullman is doing. It's got a good future.
It really does. We're excited to experience all of that growth. I remember back in high school, we just had that 4-screen theater, and now we have a Carmike 2, and just all of this stuff just keeps growing.
What more can you say?
Well, we know your family has an extensive background in law. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Well, sure. Our family has been lawyers here in Cullman for a long time. My great-grandfather started the law firm back in before 1900. My grandfather was a lawyer, and my father was a lawyer until he passed away, and my mother was a lawyer, and she's now retired. But my wife and I practice now with my son Jack, and my other son is a lawyer in Birmingham at a big firm.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So
You don't have no radical, like, children say, I don't want to be like Dad.
well, none of us have any real skills, so we just go to law school.
I doubt that.
Good.
That's right.
Well, can you tell us a little bit? We know that you serve on the Board of Trustees for the UA system. For those viewers out there, if you're not sure exactly what a Board of Trustees actually does, can you tell us what their function is?
Sure. The board is created by the Constitution and is given charge of the management and control of the University of Alabama system. And that is the University of Alabama, UAB, UAH, and the University of Alabama Birmingham Health System, which is the hospital. So we're in charge of those entities under the Constitution, and as you can imagine, that's a pretty complicated group of things to try to manage and stay on top of, but that's the
Yes.
board's job.
Well, that's awesome. Now, can you give us a little bit of an update at what's going on at each place?
Sure. University of Alabama, we have a new president, Stuart Bell, started this summer. He's I think, an excellent leader. I think he has a great future. As you know, the university has grown tremendously in the past few years, and the issues now is where does it go from here? And I think he's the right leader to help lead us into that. UAB is tremendously involved with its medical enterprise, the medical school, the hospital, research. Very important to the state. It's the largest employer in the state, private employer in the state. Undergraduate school has made great strides in the last few years. It has record enrollment now, has a tremendous budget. The changes in health care are very complicated and have a big impact on the medical school and the hospital and all of the enterprises involved with those things. So UAB is a incredibly important entity in this state, and that's what's going on. You know, that's a lot of what's going on there, although there's much more. UAH is also had record growth. It's at its highest enrollment ever. We have a tremendous president there, Bob Altenkirk. A lot of students from Cullman go to UAH, especially those interested in engineering, space, high-tech companies draw on UAH graduates.
Right.
Huntsville has a lot of that with the Arsenal and NASA, and UAH is an important part of that community. So.
You mentioned before about STEM. Can you talk a little bit about
Well,
that?
science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
And that's what they're mainly known for?
Well, that's probably, it's not what they're mainly known for, but it's probably what they're best at. And and so anybody who is interested in engineering anywhere in the South ought to really think hard about UAH. It's right on the leading edge in a lot of areas.
Yeah, it seems like your facilities cover just about everything. I worked the last 10 years in my construction at UAB and they're just building. And I mean, how many people do they employ? It's just amazing. And they do. I'm thankful for UAB because it fed my family for 10 years. And I think we did the genetics building and Kirkland Clinic, and they're just growing all the time.
Those are beautiful buildings. Well, we've got almost 65,000 students in the system.
Wow.
We've probably got over 35,000 employees in the system. So it's and UAB is by far the largest of any of those.
So research is just outstanding, and people might not be aware of that. That just go to the hospitals at UAB, but the research is unbelievable.
It's very important. UAB is striving to get right back into the top 20 in the nation in research funding. It's very close to that. It's moving in the right direction, and the things they're doing are things that will change people's lives all over the world. And we're really, really lucky to have it here in Alabama because people here have access to the kinds of health care that very few people have available to them.
That's very, very true. Well, can you speak to the issue of the certain things that bring about cause to be a little bit difficult for the Board of Trustees, the different issues that they face?
Well, anytime something's in the newspaper, that seems like that indicates that there's a problem. And it's fun, athletics has a outsized importance in our state. So anything that happens in athletics, that's what makes people call you up and say, "Hey, what's going on? I thought this, is this player ineligible, or is this going to be built, or is this going on?" So those things aren't particularly important in the big scheme, but they become important to trustees because of media attention to them. But our biggest job is to think about the future. How do we maintain this momentum and this excellence that we are building for our state for higher education? How do we make that work into the future? That's not a newsworthy story, but it's what we worry about the most.
Yes, that's y'all's purpose.
And choosing leaders. Choosing leaders is probably one of the biggest things that we do, hiring people to fill vacancies.
I know Natalie's on the commerce side of the city, and I'm always interested in construction, and I know it goes hand in hand, but I know some of the facilities at Alabama and UAB and even North Alabama has a few projects going on. You mentioned something about the baseball field at Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa's renovating the baseball stadium. There's usually more construction going on at any one time than I can keep up with.
Sure.
We've got a committee of the board, Physical Properties Committee, that reviews plans. We have a multi-stage approval process for how we decide what to build and how to bid it out, who the architect will be, who the contractor will be, where it's going to be, what it's going to look like, what it's going to do, how we pay for it. So we think about those things at every one of our meetings.
And that's quite a lot to think about.
It is.
Especially for several different entities.
It is, and some of them generate income like dormitories, but then some of them don't, but are still very important, like classrooms.
Right.
So balancing what to spend money on and how to do that is.
How often do you meet to discuss these?
We have 5
measures?
full board meetings a year. They're scheduled 3 years in advance.
Oh, wow.
And they're 2-day meetings. We have numerous meetings between those 5 meetings. Committees will meet in different times. A lot of stuff is done by email and mail, so it's not a full-time job. My wife and law partner would say that it's too much of a full-time job, but it sometimes approaches being a full-time job.
Well, usually you meet and you all agree on everything, and then you come back. No, I'm just kidding. But that's where you keep in contact and you try to solve these problems before the next meeting.
That's right.
So you can
That's right.
address other things.
That's
yeah.
right, and when the information is gathered and people have the opportunity to review it, then we have people with strong opinions, but
Yeah,
we try to
right.
reach consensus before we make any decisions.
That's
Right.
great. That's good.
Now, one thing I did want to ask about is UAB has recently brought back their football program. Is that correct?
It is. You know, the Birmingham community rallied behind that cause. They raised more money than they've ever had raised before. The problem that UAB football had for 20 years was it didn't have very much support. People weren't buying tickets, people weren't donating money, people weren't going to games. Dr. Watts made a tough decision. He said, we can't go on this way. You know, we're either going to get rid of it or there's got to be more support. And he gave them the opportunity to rally support and rally donations, and they came through, and that's a good thing.
Definitely.
It's a good thing. It was an unpleasant few months for Dr. Watts and the board because of all the controversy about it. But really, the result is something that's really positive, because before that happened, they didn't have people giving money, and
Sometimes it takes losing something to bring it back, because
you're right. It needed to go one. It needed to change one way or another.
I went to Birmingham Southern, and we did not have football for ever. And then my last year there, they actually brought it back. And having, going from having no football team to suddenly having one, there was so much Panther pride
Right.
that it
There
was
you go.
insane.
And then
but
it was appreciated more
yes,
than
it was
than-
very much
Yeah.
appreciated.
That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
we're
And
excited.
I think it's very good for UAB too.
I agree.
Well, if you could suggest a real excellent law firm, what would you suggest? Well, I want to just say a few things. I did a little research on you, and you were inducted to the American College of Trial Lawyers, which only 1% of all lawyers are selected. And you've been selected to the Alabama Super Lawyers for the past 5 years, which was maybe a late post. You might have been for 7, I don't know, but seems like you've been doing an outstanding job. I don't mean to embarrass you, but if you would like to plug your law firm of your sons here.
Well, I appreciate that. And Gaynor, my wife, does a wonderful job at the law firm. My father and grandfather and mother were great lawyers, and I've been lucky to be there. And Jack, my son, who has started, has got a great future. Really proud of him. Practicing law, to me, is one thing. It's helping people who have problems, helping them solve their problems. And that's what we try to do for people who come to see us. And it's, to me, that's been a very satisfying career, because if people come to a lawyer, it may seem like a small problem, but to them, it's the biggest problem they've got.
Yes.
And so,
And being able to help them.
and being able to help them is a satisfying thing when we can. So
And
I
what-
like that.
Are you defense lawyers, or what do you,
You
what
know,
is your?
Cullman is a small enough town where you need to be able to do a lot of different things, and we do. We defend people who get sued, but we have represented people who had claims. We've done a lot of business work. We have a lot of business clients, do estate work. The one thing we do almost none of is criminal work. So just about everything else we've got some expertise in and try to help people with.
Well, that's definitely something that we know to be true, because everyone knows your name here, and we're very proud to have you in
Well,
the community.
thank you. It's great to be here, and I appreciate you having this show. Coleman's lucky to have you, and you do a great job for all of our people here, keeping us informed. And
Well, we appreciate that. Thank
Is
my
there a
office is just
Facebook
right
page?
across the bridge there. So.
Yeah,
you. We'll have to come see you.
we have an address here at 108 4th Street Southeast. Is that the correct address of your firm?
I think it's 3rd Street Southeast. It's the
Okay,
same
well-
street that you're on.
Oh,
It's-
okay,
it's-
I'm sorry.
It's
I-
right across.
I researched it, but these old eyeballs may not have picked
That's
it up
okay.
right.
and
Well, We can always Google you and find
That's
your
right.
find your law firm
That's
for
right.
anyone out there that might need some
That's right.
some representation.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
And have
I
a great
appreciate it.
holiday.
Same,
You and your
same to
family.
you and everybody in Cullman. Have a great Thanksgiving. I hope it doesn't rain all weekend like they're saying it might.
Me too. Me too. Well, thank you again for joining us.
All right.
And if y'all will stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it, to feel it, to be in it, to be upon it, and to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycolemantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
Welcome back. Now's the time for you to call in with the sponsor of the day. I'm going to give you a little hint. Which one of our sponsors rents formal wear? Which one of our sponsors rent formal wear?
If you can't guess that, we're gonna have to give you a lesson, I think.
So call in at 256-734-7399 with that answer and win that Mad Dog Mike and the Cullman Pizza Hut large pizza.
All right, guys. Well, now it's time for our Facebook friend of the day. And our Facebook friend of the day is going to be John Dean, and he likes Goat Island Brewery, and Orange is the New Black. And for being our friend on Facebook, we are going to make sure we give him a large barbecue sandwich from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue.
I wasn't sure if that wasn't Ernest Hemingway. Did someone, I don't know. I wasn't friends with Ernest Hemingway, but he sure looked like him. I don't know.
Well, our Discover Cullman segment today is going to be Papa Murphy's. It's Take and Bake Pizza. If you have not tried any of their pizzas, make sure you try their new barbecue pizza. They have incredible pizza if you have not tried it. Have you ever taken one home? And
Yes, I have.
what's your favorite?
Any pizza is my favorite.
That's pretty much how I feel about pizza.
But they do another great thing. I give blood, and they give you a little receipt to get some of their cookies.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, so
Okay.
I always give blood and get them cookies. So don't forget about doing that.
Well,
It's
they are a
awesome.
great place for dinner or lunch. Just thinking about grabbing a pizza, I would suggest them.
Yeah, you can even have turkey pizza. Just buy a pizza and take some of your leftover turkey and throw it
And
on
put it on
top
there.
of it. Yeah.
I don't know how that would taste.
Well, I guess now it's time for the weather, isn't it? Make the switch to Mitch. That's what the weather's brought you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet. The almanac for November 24th, the high is 62, the low is 40. In 1927, the record high was 78. The record low in 52 was 16. Tonight, the sun sets at 4:41, and the sunrise tomorrow at 6:21. I think in the 50s it was really cold, because it seems like all the lows were in the 50s. There's that gingerbread map right there. I like to call it the gingerbread map. I don't know if that's amusing or not. Today's high is 60, 0% chance of rain. Tomorrow the low is 37, 0%. The high tomorrow is 62, 0%. So we're pretty good on that. Extended outlook, 67, 66. Beautiful. We go down a little bit Sunday and Monday. Around the low 50s all through the week until Monday. Great weather. Great.
You are seeing some rain through the weekend, but you know what? At least it's not looking like Thanksgiving's going to be a rain out. So.
Yeah, we'll be inside watching the ball games. And you know what I like about Thanksgiving? Even a little bit better than Christmas. I think it's an adult holiday because you get to sit there, talk to people, watch ball games.
It's a relaxing holiday.
Christmas is, I got Christmas at my house, I got Christmas at your house, I got Christmas at their house. Yes. And you visit, but it's mostly doing a lot of bouncing. And I really like Thanksgiving.
I like Thanksgiving too. It doesn't get all the recognition it probably should get in light of Christmas, but you know, it's still good.
Yeah, my family's coming for the first time to get them all bunched up, and we're going to have a great time.
That sounds awesome. Great. Well, if you guys will stay with us, we'll be right back.
When it comes to packing and shipping this season, think of us as your guardian angel. Get the expert care you deserve with the Pack and Ship Promise, only at the UPS Store.
With Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
And we are back with our community billboards brought to you by Pepsi. And the CRMC Foundation Dr. Herman C. Enzer Lights of Love program will be Thursday, December 3rd at 5:30 p.m. in the Colonel Cullman room. Call 256-737-2565 for more information.
And the St. John's 3rd Annual Christmas Festival and Outdoor Market, December 12th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come ready to play and eat, shop, and celebrate. You'll have entertainment from the Cullman Jazz Band, a 5K run at 9 a.m., Candy Cane Land with all sorts of things to do, and the Dinkelberg Market with over 40 market vendors, arts, crafts, and foods. Boy, it's going to be a great time. For more information, call 256-734-0344.
And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And wishing you a happy birthday today on this Tuesday, Jesse Waters and Patty Stidham. And don't forget, we will be doing that weekly drawing on Friday, and whoever wins will receive a free ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. And don't forget to get online or give us a call. Let us know about your anniversaries. You will be entered to win a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden, and that drawing will take place on Friday too.
And if you haven't guessed, Mr. Hicks Men's Formal Wear is the sponsor of the day. And don't forget to go to our Facebook page, like us there. That way you can keep up with who's the sponsor of the day. And always go to our Facebook page, like us there. Add something, I don't know, a picture, how happy you are with us, and that I may be the next star of television. I don't know. You can put that. I'm going to put it down there. If I get hold of someone's phone, I'm just going to go, "Who's that Nick guy?" You know.
That's
he's
some
real,
high aspirations.
He's really interesting.
I'm not sure that's going to happen
Oh
for
boy.
you.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I
Let me
totally
turn a
support
different
you.
shade of red here, just like 4 different times. But
All right, guys. Well, you know what? Most of you are probably already out for the holidays, and a few of us might have to work a little bit more.
well, I'm not going to be here the rest of the week, so you got to deal with the odd couple, Natalie and Jacob. So
Okay. Yeah, I know.
I had to dig you.
I just need a award for being able to survive all of this harassment.
I
here.
know it. But we buy her lunch all the time and
No,
everything.
you
so,
don't. You don't.
I haven't. Well, I owe you one.
My
man.
boss
I'm
is
bringing
nice
you.
and buys me lunch. You've never bought me lunch.
Well, I'm going to bring you some of my leftover specialty
I was promised
turkey.
a pizza, and I never got
Okay.
one, Joel.
Oh, Joel. That's another subject.
Anyway, we've talked about pizza enough today, but we hope you guys are having some safe journeys out there, getting all of your stuff that you need for Thanksgiving to prepare that meal.
Yeah, I'm going right. As soon as I leave here, if the
Go
boss,
get your vegetable plate.
well, if the boss doesn't want to get coffee, I'm going to go to Publix and drop about 120 on just garbage that no one will eat. And then
I bet you'll
afterwards,
turn
you'll
that
look on
garbage
the
into something good,
you know, like the kids will be chewing on cardboard boxes instead of the vegetable plates. You know, I'm just like,
I'd rather
no.
chew on a cardboard box than eat a vegetable plate.
Well, we're going to have a great time, and I'm going to miss y'all for the holidays. We're going to leave it in the hands of the kids, and they're going to have a great show for you the rest of the
We
week.
will, I promise.
Well, from Mick Bola,
I'm Natalie Bonner.
have a great Thanksgiving and the rest of the week, and we'll be seeing you in the future.